Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Fantasy Football. My name is Scott Morgenroth with great partner Ryan Skolrud here on the South Florida Tribune Broadcasting Network. You ready to continue to outdo ourselves, Mr. Skolrud?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Well, with that said, we're going to lead off on a somber note, and that somber note is the Arizona Cardinals announced that owner Bill Bidwell has passed away at the age of 88. It's unfortunate that the Cardinals are 0-3-1 going into the week, but I think when you think of the reality that St. Louis made a mistake by not building Bidwell a stadium, that's a move that city has definitely come to regret, and the Arizona area has benefited from it. So once again, rest in peace, Mr. Bidwell. You will definitely be missed in this game for sure. So with that said, okay, let's go ahead and talk about what you have to say, and then I'll supplement it as well. We'll take the GMTA theory, great minds think alike, and here's what we can do. And you and I can lead off with Saquon Barkley is already doing the drills to prepare himself to start again, right, Ryan?
Yeah, real quick, I do want to make a quick mention about the Bidwell thing. I know
Sure.
that being a Seahawks fan, I know that things can get pretty nasty between different fan bases. I look at the NFC or the AFC North, and that is one of the most brutal rivalries, like in terms of how fans deal with each other, in terms of the different fan bases. But as a Seahawks fan, and having the Seahawks lose their owner last year, Paul Allen, I am definitely feeling for the Arizona Cardinals, the entire organization, the fan base. It's always a rough transition going from one owner to another, and just especially with a guy like Bidwell, who had been the primary owner of the Cardinals since 1972. Just having that consistency, it always makes things tough. So
Yeah, but also
my thoughts and prayers are out with the Cardinals family. So
yeah, mine too. And I will say one thing about the Cardinals. Okay, and then I'm going to also reference Indianapolis Colts. So bear with me, okay? They've done a good job with Michael Bidwell being the successor to Bill Bidwell. So, and in fact, under Michael's direction, they did reach Super Bowl 43. And in the Colts situation, you went from an owner as vindictive as Robert Irsay to a guy like Jim Irsay, who, just recently turned down a $3.2 billion offer to buy that team, and they did win a Super Bowl. So we don't know how a lot of these things kind of work out. You know what I mean, Ryan?
yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you all the way for sure on that. So with that said, I'm glad we opened the program. Once again, Mr. Bidwell, rest in peace, pal. All right, now we'll go back on to what we were talking about, and you and I both thought about this, so we're going to elaborate on it. I'll reiterate that Saquon Barkley is already doing drills to prepare himself to start playing again. And when you talk about a guy that's been seen running and cutting the Giants practice, Daniel Jones must be thrilled that Saquon's ready to get back in sooner than we probably anticipated. Go ahead.
I think that Daniel Jones has been playing pretty well the last couple of weeks without really having Saquon at his disposal. I know it was 2 weeks ago that Barkley actually went down with the injury, and then really only missing this week. I think that the Giants are going to be very careful with him. I think they may sit him out another week. I think the fact that he is to where he is right now, and actually was deemed a high ankle sprain, I think shows that Barkley has either an absolutely insane ability to heal, or he can deal with a whole lot of pain and it not bother him, or his work ethic is just that crazy so that he can get himself healthy, or it's a combination of all three.
Right. I was actually thinking the same thing, Ryan, that it is a combination of all three. You know, Saquon Barkley, the way he's going about his business, kind of reminds me of an old school type of individual if he's trying to come back right away and how badly he wants to win. And I think that was a great draft choice by the Giants, and they got their quarterback a year later. Big deal, but they've got the good core there between Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. There's no question about that, Ryan.
Yeah, I think that again, once Saquon is officially back, it's going to open things up for Daniel Jones. It's going to help. It's going to help in the pass game simply because Barkley is such a threat running the ball. Not only running the ball, but also on dump offs, screen passes, that sort of thing. That's going to open things up. So you're going to have the defense is going to have linebackers up to help with that. It's going to open up things for Sterling Shepard and Golden Tate, especially those two big slot type guys that work those crossing routes, those out routes right over the middle. It's going to open things up for them. And then if they can figure out, one of these wide receivers, one of these young guys they've got, if they can figure out someone who actually can, start running some deep routes, that could open up some things for that as well. I think that, taking the fantasy angle of this, I honestly think that Saquon Barkley sits one more week. I think they do leave him out this week and move on, and hopefully next week he'll be 100% ready. If he does play this next week, I think that they're very careful with him, and that he does not play very much. They will stay very limited in his snaps. Wayne Gallman has played. I mean, Wayne Gallman is just a guy. He's not anything special, to be completely honest. As an NFL player and as an NFL running back, I even thought this when he was coming into the draft out of Clemson. He's okay. He's not great. Gallman benefited from the fact that Deshaun Watson was the quarterback and could open things up not only with his running ability but his ability to pass. He had Mike Williams and Deion Kane as the wide receivers. So there was a lot of and Hunter Renfrow. So there was a whole lot of extra weapons to pass to open up the running game for Gallman. And in the pros, he's played okay. And that's really all that he is he is an okay NFL player that in terms of fantasy can be a flex play. And he may pop off for a big game, kind of like this last week. He had a decent game. But for the most part, the Giants need Saquon back. And I think he will play limited this week. If he plays at all.
Right.
And next week they could really ramp it up. And that's, for all those fantasy owners like me that have Saquon Barkley in at least one league, I think that will be a really big help for the fantasy.
Well, here's the thing, okay, Ryan. I actually think you're dead right on this one. And that's this. I think it'd be wise for Saquon Barkley to rest one more week and kind of get back in sync. And you know what? They expected him to be out 4 to 8 weeks. So, in my opinion, the guy's ahead of his schedule if he's doing this amount of work. So, and what are they, 2-2, Ryan, I believe?
I believe so.
Right. So, this team is 2-2 with Daniel Jones at the helm. So, they're well in the thick of things in the NFC. So, I think another week wouldn't hurt anything.
Let's not forget that Dallas lost last week to New Orleans, and then they play Green Bay this week.
Right.
So it's not like they have an easy week coming up. You've got Philadelphia, who's also at 2-2.
Right.
So the Giants are still in this, as of right now. So.
Yeah, very much so, Ryan. They are. So to be able to go ahead and be able to rest them another week, I think you have to play in the side of caution with your franchise player, one of them, too.
The only thing that really is, is the down part about it, the Giants is their complete and utter lack of defense. So.
Yeah. But you know what? I think the Giants are definitely on the road up for sure, and having these two guys, and as well as some other pieces. A lot of people in New York, metropolitan New York area, they have a lot to look up to. So, all right, let's go on to a few of your other notes here. Tyreek Hill has started practicing. Here's my take on this, and then you can take over. I think Tyreek Hill eventually getting in the lineup will make Sammy Watkins' life a lot easier. I never really knew whether Sammy Watkins was really a number one receiver anyways. So I think that Sammy Watkins stands more to benefit by Tyreek Hill eventually putting on the pads and going. Take the floor is yours on this.
I definitely agree. The only time that Sammy Watkins really ever was a number one was when Tyrod Taylor was the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. And even then, as a number one wide receiver, that Sammy Watkins had so many problems just staying healthy. And so when you're dealing with that, Sammy Watkins is going to benefit from Tyreek Hill being back. He's more that suited to that number two type of wide receiver. I think the person that this honestly is going to help the most is Travis Kelce, who really has had a quote unquote down year fantasy wise. He's had a couple of good games where he's had 70, 80, 90 yards, but he hasn't put up the numbers that everyone was expecting, especially in terms of the touchdowns.
Right.
And I think with Tyreek Hill out, teams have been able to more focus on Sammy Watkins and Travis Kelce, and maybe even trying to stop up the run a little bit because they haven't had to worry about Tyreek Hill over the top. I think that's once Tyreek Hill comes back, that changes. And so that's going to make things a lot more difficult for that offense. And can I say that they become more dangerous when they've already got Patrick Mahomes as their quarterback?
Absolutely. By all means, absolutely. Learn the word absolutely, not absolutely, okay? But yeah, the reality is Sammy Watkins is getting double teamed, and when you go man on man, you know what the guy can do. And of course, when you limit them by another playmaker, and then Travis Kelce is obviously targeted more, then yeah. And we all knew what Kansas City was all about anyway, so everything you said, as far as I'm concerned, Ryan, you're completely on point. So with that said, we'll move on to the next one. What is going on with Stephon Diggs?
All right, so there's a couple things that play on this one, and kind of what my notes, just asking this question. I have Stephon Diggs in one of my leagues. We at Skull King, we were big on Stephon Diggs just because of the amount of production he's had over the last couple of years. He's missed a couple games due to injury, but nothing that was too alarming. And one of the reasons that we were high on him is because every year he puts up about the same numbers as Adam Thielen. However, Adam Thielen was going a full round ahead of Stephon Diggs. And if you were going to get a receiver in that offense, for the most part, a bunch of us figured, well, why not get Stephon Diggs when you can get him a full round later for about the same production, and stock up on another running back, or maybe even get a running back in the first round and another solid wide receiver in the second, and get Stephon Diggs in the third. Well, that's not necessarily, obviously that hasn't been what's happened. The Vikings offense has been much more run focused. They've had Dalvin Cook running the ball like a maniac, and he's for the most part he's done pretty well. Really, his only quote unquote down week was this past week against Chicago, which no one's really running all that well against Chicago, anyways. Just in general,
Right.
and so with the overall effect of them, being more run heavy, and Kirk Cousins is just a mystery.
Yeah.
He's a guy that he's put up solid passing numbers with lesser talent, and for some reason now in Minnesota, it's not playing out.
No.
It's not. It just hasn't worked like everyone expected. I'm not an anti Kirk Cousins guy, but definitely I think that he could be playing better, and that overall things should be going better for the Minnesota offense. Now, the one extra thing that I wanted to throw in here is that today Stephon Diggs missed practice, and it was not for injury. And that's all we know at this point. Adam Schefter tweeted this out, earlier today that Stephon Diggs was not a participant in practice. He was listed as a non-participant, but it wasn't injury related. So that has got